In this course, you'll learn about a few different methods to deploy web applications. Carlos Magdi is a software engineer at Microsoft, and he developed this course. The first section of the course covers deploying using open source options. The second section of the course covers step-by-step how to deploy using Microsoft Azure. The steps to deploy are similar no matter which programming language or framework you use.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this in-depth tutorial on deploying web applications. My name is Carlos Magdi. I'm a software engineer, and I'm also a big fan of open source. Today, I'm thrilled to share my expertise with you. In this course, we'll explore deploying web applications using different technologies and platforms. We'll cover various types of applications, and the steps we discuss can be applied to many others. The technologies I use in this video are just examples. The platforms support a wide range of programming languages and frameworks. The objective is to equip you with the knowledge to choose the most suitable deployment solution for your product. Let's begin the journey. So let's deploy our first application. The first app we have is called Exams. Exams has two repositories. The first one is the backend API, and the second one is the front end. So we're going to use render. So let's search render. Render allows us to deploy both the backend and the front end. So let's get started. We're going to register, fill in your information, your password, and then you're going to receive a verification email. You need to use that to activate your vendor account. All right. So now that I've activated my render account, give yourself a name and how you're going to use render and everything. So the first thing we need to create is a PostgreSQL database because Exams backend uses PostgreSQL. It depends on it. So let's create a new PostgreSQL database. We need to give it a unique name. So my Exams DB, DB name, user optional. So one important thing here is to choose the same region for the database and the backend web service. So I'm going to choose Frankfurt, and I'm going to leave PostgreSQL version 2.16. I'm going to choose the free version, which is suitable for hobby projects. So let's create the database. All right, it's currently creating the database. So let's create a new web service to deploy the backend. Next, so we're going to deploy a public Git repository, but if you need to deploy a private one, you can connect your GitHub, GitLab, or Bitbucket account. So I'm going to just copy and paste the URL to the backend API. All right, so it has detected that the app is using Node, and it has also set the region to Frankfurt, which is the one that we use for the database. It also has some commands to configure. For the build command, we're going to use npm install, and we're also going to add npm run db generate because our app is using Prisma, so we will need to generate the Prisma client. We also need one more step, which is npm run build, because the app is using TypeScript, so we need to transpile the files back to JavaScript. The last thing, we're going to use npm start as the start command. We're also going to choose the free instance type. And finally, we have the environment variables. So let's get back to the repository. We have a .env example file. This file has the necessary environment variables for you to deploy your application. So the first one is the port, which is going to be set automatically by a vendor. So we don't really need to care about that. The second one is the database URL. So we need to add a database URL according to, let's go to the dashboard. According to the created database instance here, we can get the internal database URL. I'm going to copy that and paste it here. So I'm also going to add one more environment variable for the, what else do we have? We need a JWT secret key. So I'm going to generate that. It's going to give it a random value. So random value here. So the admin username, so that we can use it for, the admin is the one responsible for creating exams here in this app. And we also need a password. So the admin password. And I'm going to generate that. We don't really need to care about anything else. So I'm going to skip the advanced section. And I believe we're good to go. So let's create web service. It's going to take a few moments to clone your app and then run the build command, which we set to npm install, and then generate the Prisma client, which is the db generate. That's what I've defined in the package JSON. And it's finally going to build using TypeScript. So I believe that went successfully, build successful. It's currently deploying. As you can see, it says that your service is live. Great, so let's test that. Cool, it says, are you lost? For example, we have an endpoint called questions. If you try to hit that, it says token is needed. Great, it's working. Let's try to deploy the front end. So let's create a new static site. And I'm also going to paste in the repo URL. And cool, it says that this is the build command, npm install, npm run build, but the published directory is this. And I believe we need to set an environment variable here, which is that's the base URL for the backend that we have. So this is our backend. This is the base URL. Let's copy that and paste it for the front end. Cool. And we're good to go. Let's create our static site. Nice. It says that your site is live, which means that now we can visit our site right here, and let's check to see the network tab, sending requests to our backend. So if we say like the name Carlos and age 10, start exam, it sends a request to the let's see, exams .onrender.com. So that's our backend right here. Great, which means that our front end and the back end are working as expected. The second web application we're going to deploy is called My Super Awesome App. You know, naming things is the second hardest thing in computer science. But anyway, we also have two repositories, the backend API and the front end. So the backend API here is built using Bun and Fastify. Cool. Let's see what services it uses according to the environment variable. It has a port, it uses MongoDB, it also requires a JWT secret key, email API key, email from name, email from address, front-end base URI, and image upload API key. Cool. So let's start by creating our MongoDB instance. We're going to use a free service called MongoDB Atlas. You need to register, create your Atlas account, you're going to receive a verification email. Now let's verify our email. Cool, email successfully verified. Let's continue. Cool, we need to answer a few questions. Like, what's your primary goal? How long have you been developing software with MongoDB? We need to choose the free instance, and let's uncheck preload sample dataset, and then just create deployment. Cool. So it says that my current IP address has been added to enable local connectivity. We can add another later in network access. We also need to create a database user. First user will have Atlas admin permissions. And we can, we can skip that and go to network access, then add IP address and allow access from anywhere. Then let's go to database access, add new database user. Let's call it user 1 and auto-generate secure password. We need to key these, so let's copy the generated password and save it here. All right, and add built-in rule, read and write to any database, and add user. All right, now let's get back to database, connect, and for drivers, choose the Node.js driver, which is going to give us a connection string we need to copy that and save it as well. We need to replace the password section here with the password that we generated before, and keep that to use it when we deploy our backend API. All right, so we're done here. Now let's get back to see what else do we need. Okay, we need an email API key. So go to mailersend.com and let's sign up. Cool. We need to verify our email. Let's get the link. Great, email verification, done. We need to go to SMTP relay, and then we need to click manage. MailerSend has created a trial domain for you to use it to send emails. So basically, we're going to need that for our email sending. That's the domain. And we need to generate an API token. Let's give it a name. My super awesome token. And create, copy the value, keep it here. And what else do we need? So API key, we have that, the address and everything. Okay, we need the image upload API key. So there is a service, it's called Image Hippo. It's free. You can create an account, and after creating an account, go to API and add an API key. Let's copy that and save it. All right. The only thing that we need here is the front-end base URI, but in order to deploy the front-end, we need a back-end. So we're going to deploy the back-end and then deploy the front-end. And after we deploy the front-end, we're going to change the environment variables for our back-end to add our front-end base URI, which is used to send emails for user verification. To deploy the backend, we're going to use a service called Koyeb. Let's sign up. I'm going to sign up with email. Great, let's confirm our email address. All right, we need to give our organization a name and then continue. Let's continue. You can skip that. Okay, now let's create a web service. We're going to use GitHub, and we're going to enter our public GitHub repository link. That's the one. Let's import it. Make sure to choose the free CPU and next. Okay. Now, for the backend, we have a Docker file. This Docker file has the required configuration to create a Docker image, which uses Bun, as you can see, to run our backend. So for the builder, we're going to choose a Docker file configuration, and for the environment variables, we're going to bulk import, and let's use our env example here. Let's remove the port definition. For the MongoDB URI, we're going to use the link we had here. Copy and paste it here. All right, for the email API key, this is the email API key. From name, that can be like literally anything. And the email from address, we could say abc at this domain. Front-end base URI, we're going to leave that for now. And the image upload API key, we're going to use the image upload API key that we got from ImageHippo. And let's save that. Cool. We have everything here. Great. So let's deploy. It's going to take a couple of minutes to build the Docker container and start deployment. So the build and deployment has completed successfully. As you can see, it says that the instance is healthy and all health checks are passing, which is great. Now we need to get the base URL for our backend. Your service is almost ready. Let's give that a few refresh. Great. It says that route gets is not found. So let's check the articles endpoint, which returns an empty array. Cool. Now let's deploy the front end. For the front end, we're going to choose Cloudflare Pages, which is a web service provided by Cloudflare. So we need to register, type in your email and password. Sign up now. As usual, we're going to get a verification email. So let's verify our email. Great. Let's explore all products. Now go to Workers and Pages. Click Pages and connect to Get. Let's connect GitHub. Now let's install and authorize Cloudflare Pages to use our GitHub account. I'm going to select the My Super Awesome App front end, and let's begin the setup. For the framework, we choose Svelte. The build command is npm run build, but the build output directory is going to be dest. And for the environment variables, we're going to add a variable. For the, we have the .env example here. It has one environment variable, vite API base URL. So we're going to use that. And the value is going to be the base URL from Koyeb, where we deployed our backend API. So let's save and deploy. It's going to clone the repo and install the dependencies. Then it's going to build the front end. So we have the desk folder here. It's deploying. Success. It's very fast, actually. So we have the URL here. It might take a few moments for the URL to be ready to view. So you can wait a couple of minutes, then try again. Cool. Now we can use the base URL for the front end to redeploy our backend again. So let's get back to Koyeb. Go to our super awesome API and go to settings. Environment variables. Let's change our front-end base URI to the one that we got from Cloudflare pages. And let's build and deploy. Now let's try using the super awesome app. It's very simple. We can sign up here, give it an email, password, and sign up. Okay, so it says that a verification mail has been sent to your email address. Let's get that link. And let's copy and paste the link here. It says that the email has been verified successfully. Now let's log in. Type in the email. Log in. Cool. Currently, we don't have any articles. So let's create a new article. Give it a title. Maybe hello. World is great. You could give it an image, which is optional, but let's publish that for now. Article created. You can see the article here. Let's test the image thing. This is an image. My super awesome image. Let's choose a file. So I'm going to use that one and publish. Created, and it loads the image. So now we have everything deployed, our backend, our front end, we have image uploads, we have an email service that sends emails, everything is working. And during this tutorial, I tried to use free platforms that don't require credit cards or anything. It's very easy to use, very easy to sign up and register an account. So feel free, guys, to use these services to deploy your hobby projects, so they're not just some code sitting there on GitHub or GitLab or whatever. Hello, guys. In this video, I'm going to show you how to deploy a full stack web application on an Azure virtual machine. Let's get started. I'm going to create an Azure virtual machine, and I'm going to give it a name, maybe hello world. Choose the 22.04 LTS Ubuntu version. And I'm going to stick to the standard B1S size. I'm going to generate a new SSH key pair. And I'm going to also allow the HTTP and HTTPS inbound traffic. Let's review and create. It's going to take a few seconds to validate your choices and then create. Let's download the private key. Okay, let's save it. All right. So we have the hello world underscore key. As you can see that the deployment is in progress. We had to refresh. You're going to see that it's creating the resources, the network interface, the public IP address, and it's currently creating the virtual machine. So while that's loading, let's change the permissions for the downloaded SSH key, which is called hello world. All right, let's go to the created resource, the virtual machine, and hit connect. Then select native SSH. Let's start virtual machine. I don't know why it stopped. Okay, it's starting right now. All right. And we're going to need this command. And let's change that one to use the downloaded SSH key, hello world. All right, let's hit enter. Yes. And cool, we're good to go. I'm going to use a repo called exams. I've built that one before. It's a simple web application. It has like an admin can create exams, link questions to the exams. Students can answer the questions, and the admin can see like the results. So this is the backend API. Going to clone that to the server, and we're also going to need the front end. Let's clone that one as well. Clone. Right. Cool. Now let's go to the backend. And the backend, it uses Node.js, and we're going to need to install that on the server. So currently we don't have Node. I'm going to use FNM, which is a fast Node version manager. It's built in Rust, so that's why it's blazingly fast. Everything is built in Rust these days. So anyway, it says that we need to ensure that curl and unzip are installed. So let's make sure we have those curl and unzip. Right, unzip's not here. It's going to install it. Great, and then we can use this command to install FNM. Right, and great. In order to apply the changes, let's use this command. So far, right, FNM it's working. Let's install the latest long-term support version of Node.js, which is currently Node version 20.15.0 at the time of the recording. Okay, great, we have Node. Let's npm install. And what else do we need? We need to copy the .env file. We could have like another terminal here. So we could use both. All right, let's copy the env example to .env, and then we need to npm run. I believe we need to npm run build first, because that's a TypeScript project, right? So npm run build, and all right, while that's working, let's npm run db generate. Okay, yeah, okay, we need to cd into the, oh my goodness, what's wrong with that? Okay, so we've installed everything, right? We need to first run db generate, then we need to run npm run build. All right. So this project expects a PostgreSQL database. So we're going to spin up a Docker container. I'm going to ask for some help from ChatGPT. Okay, so Docker run PostgreSQL Alpine. All right. Docker run. Okay, I'm going to use this command. It's going to run a container on the, I believe we need to, with ports exposed. We need to expose the ports. Yeah, we need the -b command. Yeah, the -b argument. Okay. So I'm just going to ignore the name of the container. And here we're passing an environment variable, Postgres_password set to my secret password. And when we hit enter, okay, we don't have Docker. So let's Docker install. We need to install on Ubuntu. And what do we have here? Installation using apt. Cool. Let's throw in these commands. And then we need to install the Docker packages. All right. Install the Docker packages. Cool. What else do we need? Linux post install. Okay. We need to create the Docker group. I believe that's already created for you. We need to add the current user to the Docker group. All right. So we add the current user, and then we do that, and let's try the Docker run. Where is the Docker run command? That's it. All right, so it's unable to find the image. Locally, it's going to pull it, and okay. So we should have the image running. Great. So what else do we need? Okay, we need an admin username. Send that to admin. And let's save it. And save, quit. We're using Vim, so that's to get into the insert mode, you hit I, and then you type, and after that you hit escape, shift, then colon WQ. All right. I believe we should be ready to npm start. Yeah, okay, I forgot to fix that one. Should use post. What about we go to ChatGPT? Give me the connection string for the running DB. Right, here we go. Username. Okay, that's received replace. Yeah, okay, that's right. That's what I wanted. All right, so let's paste that one right here. And save. What if we npm start again? All right, the migration's done. Server is listening. Cool. So to run the server, like in the background, we could use a process manager like PM2. So PM2, quick start. Okay, install it globally. And then we could all right. PM2, it's working. PM2, what's the command for? Yeah, I believe PM2 starts npm, like PM2 npm, to have PM2 npm. Okay, PM2 start npm dash start is all right. PM2 logs. Right, it's working. And yeah, cool. So if we curl like localhost port 5000, we get "Are you lost?" Cool, it's working. Great. Let's deploy the front end. Like, let's get it up and running. Exams front end. Let's try that here. So we npm run build, install first, then build, call. Great, so we have a dist folder. All right, so I'm going to use a web server in order to serve the front end and the back end. And I'm also going to link them to a domain. But first, let's try the, let's go with installing the web server. I'm going to use Caddy, which is a super fast, and the most interesting thing is that it's super simple web server. So let's go to the documentation, getting started. Yeah, so install Caddy. I'm going to follow these steps and okay, so we have Caddy, and let me sudo systemctl, check the status of Caddy. All right, it should be active and running. To ensure that, let's give me the public IP address of the virtual machine, and yeah, means Caddy works. Cool. Now let's All right, let me show you where caddy keeps the configuration. It's under etc caddy file. That's where like it serves. That's where the configuration. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to link 2 domains to this running virtual machine. So I'm going to use freeDNS. That's freedns.afraid.org. Let's sign up. Fill in the information and get password, information, and what's that? I agree. Send the activation email. All right. Then I'm going to hide that from you. And I'm going to just get the URL. For the activation. All right. Here we go. And let's get back. Okay, cool. Let's add a subdomain, and I'm going to use the many more option, shared domain registry, and I really like the simple ones like afford2. And I'm going to set the destination to be the public IP address of the virtual machine. And I'm going to use api.exams. And save. All right, I'm going to add one more to exams directly. I can't see this one. All right. B. Okay, so I have these 2 subdomains pointing to our virtual machine. So in the caddy configuration, I'm going to do a couple of things. First of all, let's move the front end part under the var. So I'm going to create var www.html directory, and I'm going to move the exams front end repo under that one. Right, permission denied, sudo. And then I'm going to play with the configuration a little bit. Caddy file. All right, let's clear everything up. And first of all, I'm going to say that for the front end, I'm going to use this domain, and this is the configuration. Give me the okay, I'm going to use ChatGPT, I have to be honest. Give me caddy file config for the following. So for this one, use the front end use the exams front end under what? Where is it? Under var www.html to serve the dist folder an SPA single page application. And for the api.exams.fr2 forward the traffic to port 5000. Let's say. All right. I'm not really sure about this. I believe there is, like, the SPA port is missing. caddy file SPA. Let me see. Because we need to, yeah, I believe that's it. Try files, any path. Yeah, I believe that's the missing part. All right, let's restart it. That's it. Let's copy this configuration and use it here. Going to just paste, and let's fix that to exams frontend /dist. That's where the build files, and I'm going to add the missing port, which is try files. All right, and anyway, let's sudo systemctl reload caddy. All right, let's check the status of caddy. It says that served key authentication, it's automatically generating an HTTPS certificate, a TLS certificate, in order to enable HTTPS traffic. Okay, certificate obtained successfully. Seems like everything is working now. I believe there's like one more thing we need to do with the, let's go to var www.html exams frontend, and there's an .m file, and we just need to fix that to exams dot, what's the domain again? exams.fr.2, and let's npm run build again. All right, it's building. Let's reload caddy. Status. Load complete. Stop previous server. Great. Let me go to exams.fr.2, and voila. Let's ensure that the network, so if we say like name Carlos, age, anything, sign up, cool. So that's going to https api.exams.fr. It's working, guys. It's working. So let me illustrate real quick what we have here. So first we created an Azure virtual machine. All right, and inside this Azure virtual machine, we cloned two repos. First is the exams API. It's running using PM2. It's Node.js, and this we also cloned one more thing, which is the exams frontend, and we built the dist directory. It's built in Svelte, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. And we also have a PostgreSQL container running. Let's PostgreSQL container running inside Docker. And we have Caddy working as a web server. And Caddy is redirecting the traffic to whatever any of those is like requested. So if we have like an incoming traffic from a client and it's requesting API, it's requesting exams .fr.2, it's going to redirect that to the exams front end. And as we already have here, we have the configuration, the caddy file. We have the configuration for the exams.fr.2. It's using the root. It's just creating a file server. It's just serving static files, debuilt files here. And the try files thing is for example, if we like hit refresh here, we don't really have a file called exams. It's redirecting everything to, so whatever the pause coming here, we're just redirecting that to the slash. So that's what the try files is doing. And it's here saying that's basically a file server. And for the, right here, for the API.exams.fr.2, it's going to redirect the traffic to the container, not the container, the backend that's running on port 5000 right here. Okay, it's using PM2 as we already mentioned. So that's what it's doing. It's proxying the traffic to localhost port 5000. And the API is using the Docker container, the PostgreSQL Docker container that's running locally. And as you can see, everything is working as expected. So thank you guys for watching, and hope to see you next time. Goodbye.